guys, today I am going to get answer to my one of my main questions that I always had, that even though that aircraft carrier is huge, it is humongous, but still we know those waves, we know those cyclones, those are very very big. And like, how do they survive the storm? Because I have seen the videos where the ships, the normal ships sails like this, they go here and there and they toil and all the things inside get out, and this is a nuclear powered machine. So anything bad happens, it could happen a blast, and anything seriously injury could happen. So like, how does it survive that?
This is a big question. Even I also think about the night time, like how would they, because it's all black. We have always seen the aircrafts in the daylight, but in the night, how do they manage it?
Actually, so let's watch this.
A modern Nimitz-class aircraft carrier is a floating city worth $8.5 billion. The newer Gerald R. Ford class, that'll run you $13.3 billion. But the carrier itself is just the beginning. Each one carries between 64 and 80 aircraft, including FA-18 Super Hornets at $70 million each, E-2C Hawkeyes at $80 million, and newer F-35C Lightning IIs that cost a staggering $117 million
the newest,
per aircraft.
the fastest.
Do the math. You're looking at over $5 billion in aircraft alone, not counting the carrier itself. These machines.
So 5 billion for carrier, 5 billion for the.
Every single aircraft has a specific spot,
10
and there's a
billion.
reason for that. The hangar bay sits 2 decks below the flight deck, measuring 110 feet wide, 25 feet high, and 685 feet long.
The hangar bay.
That's more than 2/3 the length of the entire ship. This massive garage can hold over 60 aircraft, protected from the elements by thick steel walls and sliding fire doors.
Oh, here they are
divided
protected
into
from the
4
sea.
separate zones. But here's the catch. During active operations, most aircraft stay topside on the flight deck, fully exposed to wind, rain, and waves. When storm season hits, the Navy doesn't panic. They prepare.
How?
And preparation starts long before the first raindrop falls. Every aircraft on a carrier has multiple tie-down points, reinforced metal rings built into the aircraft structure near the nose wheel and main landing gear.
This is so common, like even in like land we would do those things, we tie chains to things and then we attach. So I thought it would be something very futuristic.
Yeah, but it's just normal,
Decorative. They're engineered to handle extreme loads. The tie-down system uses heavy-duty chains, not ropes.
And the chains
Each
might be the
chain weighs
best
about
in the world.
15 pounds and stretches roughly 8 feet long. On a
7
normal
kilos
day,
chain.
each aircraft gets secured with 4 to 6 chains. But when storm warnings go out, that number doubles or even triples. We're talking 12 to 14 chains per aircraft, sometimes more for heavier planes like the E-2 Hawkeye or the EA-18G Growler. These chains hook into deck fittings, steel crossbars welded directly into the flight deck at regular intervals. The Navy specs require each tie-down to withstand 16,000 pounds of vertical load. That's not a suggestion. That's a survival requirement. What would you do if you had to secure a $70 million jet in 150 mph winds? Drop a comment below with your thoughts.
Yeah, chains are the best.
Alone won't cut it. The deck crew, those sailors in color-coded jerseys you see running around,
this is cute.
they're the real heroes here. Yellow shirts direct aircraft movement. Blue shirts are the tie-down teams.
Okay.
These sailors train relentlessly on proper securing procedures, because one mistake means catastrophe.
500 million.
In April
$1 billion
2025,
gone.
the USS Harry S. Truman lost an FA-18E
Oh,
when
they
it
actually lost
rolled
it.
backwards off
Rolled
the
backwards
hangar
off the
during
hangar.
evasive maneuvers. Investigation revealed the aircraft brake failed, but also found insufficient communication between the bridge and hangar control. The plane wasn't properly secured, and gravity did the rest.
One mistake and
That
millions of
aircraft,
dollars gone.
Along with the tow dolly and nearly the crew member operating it, went straight into the ocean. Now let's talk about the hangar bay, the carrier's garage.
And the moment it goes
This
into
is
the
where the
ocean,
magic
it
happens
repairs.
during severe weather.
Not possible.
When a storm approaches, the air boss makes the call. Aircraft that can be moved below deck get moved below
These
deck.
people are very
period.
important.
4 massive hydraulic elevators, each capable of lifting
That's how they bring it down.
74,000-pound fighter jets simultaneously.
Such a fancy way.
Work overtime
Elevators
shuttling
for the
aircraft
jets.
down from
It's
the
like a
flight deck.
movie.
Inside the hangar bay, it's controlled chaos. The space is protected by an overhead aqueous film-forming foam sprinkler system that uses 94% seawater. Sounds great for fire protection, right? Except seawater in a cockpit causes serious damage.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
why the system is designed not to activate accidentally. During storm prep, every cockpit canopy gets closed and secured. Every panel gets checked. Maintenance crews work double time, ensuring nothing's left open or loose. The hangar bay isn't
But
just
what
safe.
if there is a storm and also there is an attack?
Like both together.
Yeah, so like there is another country that is attacking you, or like if you have to attack another country and then there is also a storm.
It sounds like a movie.
Yeah,
Like,
that is very difficult because
Yeah.
then you can't just protect your things.
It's strategic. Those sliding fire doors that divide it into 4 zones, they're thick steel barriers designed to contain fires, but they also provide structural protection during storms. If one section takes damage, the others remain secure. This compartmentalized design saved countless aircraft during past incidents. But here's the reality. Not every aircraft fits below deck. Space is limited. Priority goes to the most expensive or mission-critical aircraft first. F-35Cs, they're going down. Super Hornets, most of them. But some aircraft, helicopters, and support planes stay topside. And that's where things get intense.
Why? Because
Picture the
are they
flight deck during
waterproof?
storm preparation. Winds are already gusting to 40 mph.
Oh.
Waves crash against the carrier's hull, sending
The weather is
spray
looking
60
very
feet up onto
scary.
the deck.
Actually,
The deck crew works in organized teams,
Very cold.
moving with practiced
Yeah.
precision. Each aircraft gets its wings folded, a design feature specifically engineered for tight deck storage. An FA-18's wingspan goes from 40 feet to just 27 feet when folded. That extra space matters when you're trying to park 20 aircraft on a surface constantly pitching and rolling. The chains come out. Blue shirts attach them to deck fittings in opposite directions, forward and aft, port and starboard. This cross pattern prevents the aircraft from sliding in any direction. Each chain gets pulled taut, tested, then double checked.
oh
No
wow.
slack allowed. In hurricane conditions, chains get tripled.
Triple.
One sailor described it as chaining down a bucking bull, except the bull weighs 32,000 pounds.
Oh,
my
Over the
God.
house. In December 1944, the USS Monterey faced Typhoon Cobra
Oh,
in
actually.
the Philippine Sea.
And then
The storm was so violent it caused fires, washed aircraft overboard, and killed 3 sailors. A
oh,
young
So
officer named
powerful.
Gerald Ford, yes, the future president,
Gerald
fought
Ford.
those fires personally. The Monterey survived, but the Navy learned brutal lessons that day. Modern procedures come directly from that tragedy, and others like it.
That's
Before
how
we
they
continue,
learn. So
quick
US
favor.
has experience of everything.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, because what you were thinking, like how will they do this? I thought they were all doing it for
For the
precaution.
first, yeah.
No, but they know it. They have experience and then they know how to do it. Like no other country has that. Wow.
Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Over 98% of you watch without subscribing, and it costs you nothing but helps us keep bringing you content like this. Now back to the storm. So the aircraft are chained down. What about the carrier itself? These ships don't just sit there and take a beating. They're built to fight back against the storm. Modern supercarriers like the Gerald R. Ford class come equipped with advanced gyroscopic stabilizers, movable blades that compensate for side-to-side rolling.
Oh.
These stabilizers automatically adjust based on wave direction and
So they
force,
stabilize the ship
receiving data
continuously.
from
Wow.
gyroscopes throughout the ship.
Nice.
It's like active suspension in a car, except for a 100,000-ton warship. The hull design plays a massive role too. You might think something over 1,000 feet long would be unstable.
Oh yeah.
But carriers are engineered with a critical feature. Their center of buoyancy sits higher than their center of gravity.
Oh.
That means when the ship tilts, physics actually works to right it back up.
Yeah.
Oh.
The harder it
Right.
tips, the stronger the correcting force.
Wow.
Add to that a wide,
Wow.
flat bottom beneath the waterline, and you've got one of the most stable platforms ever designed. But stability doesn't mean invincibility.
That's
During a
next
storm,
level
The
design.
carrier will turn into the wind and maintain forward speed. This isn't optional, it's survival protocol. Steaming into the wind reduces the relative wind speed across the deck and keeps the bow pointed at incoming waves. A carrier taking waves broadside? That's a recipe for disaster.
Oh.
The ship uses its twin nuclear reactors, and 4 steam turbines to maintain position and heading, even in 150 mph winds.
It just shows that how much preparation you do, but nature can do anything.
Boss and senior officers monitor weather data constantly. They're tracking wind speed, wave height, barometric pressure, and storm trajectory. Modern carriers have access to real-time satellite data and reports from Hurricane Hunter aircraft, those crazy Air Force Reserve crews who fly WC-130J Super Hercules directly into hurricanes to gather data. In 2025, Hurricane Hunters flew 927.9 hours through 3 Category 5 storms.
Oh.
Their data keeps carriers informed and
Wow,
safe.
Hurricane Hunters.
Communication is everything.
Wow.
Their job is to
Remember
hunt
the Flight
Hurricane.
18 that fell off the Truman? The investigation specifically cited insufficient communication between the bridge, flight deck control, and hangar bay control
Oh, it's
as a
raining
contributing factor. When a carrier makes an evasive turn, say dodging an incoming missile while simultaneously managing storm conditions,
Yeah, my question.
every department needs to know immediately.
Uh,
Aircraft need extra securing. Crews need to brace.
oh, it's so
Equipment
hard to
needs be
land.
locked down.
Yeah.
One breakdown in communication.
Is it landing
The
or
million-dollar
flying?
jets become
So
1,000-pound
windy.
projectiles. The Watertight integrity protocol kicks in during severe weather. Every hatch, every door, every access
They're the
point
most amazing
gets sealed.
views.
The carrier essentially
Sunrise,
becomes an
sunset.
airtight steel box.
But for them it's
Water that
normal.
does make it onto the deck needs to drain immediately through scuppers. Those drainage holes around the deck edge. If water pools on the hangar deck, you get something called free surface effect, which makes the ship list dangerously to one side. That's how ships capsize, and the
Oh.
Navy takes it seriously. Let's address something important. Storms aren't the only threat these carriers face. In the Red Sea deployment of 2024-2025, the USS Harry S. Truman dealt with storm conditions while simultaneously defending against Houthi-launched anti-ship
Oh,
missiles
see,
and
there is a
attack.
storm
The crew
and other
how to
people are
secure
attacking.
aircraft for storm conditions, then make emergency maneuvers to avoid incoming missiles, then resecure everything afterward.
And you know, I am
Not just-
terrified of helicopters. Because
Yeah.
I feel like because of those windy conditions, they might not be able to balance. But seeing this helicopter in such a wind, it is able to balance.
And also the people that are standing near to it because of the the wind and the air from the helicopter and everything. It is so tough job.
Actually.
About weather. It's about maintaining combat readiness regardless of conditions. That particular deployment saw 3 FA-18 Super Hornets lost in 6 months. One was shot down in a friendly fire incident. One fell from the hangar bay during evasive maneuvering. One crashed due to arresting gear failure. The Navy's investigation revealed substandard maintenance practices
Oh.
and overall among some personnel. These aren't just mechanical failures, they're training issues, communication issues, and procedural issues.
Oh.
The Navy responded with enhanced training protocols and stricter oversight.
I'm scared of
Because
the
when you're
wings of-
operating
like the-
billion-dollar assets in combat zones during
big.
storm season, there's zero margin for error. The tie-down fittings themselves require constant maintenance. Exposed to salt water, wind, and constant use, these steel crossbars corrode and degrade.
But they
The
are
Navy
all
replaces
the time
hundreds of
exposed to
tie-down
salt water.
Fittings annually across the carrier fleet. Recent SBIR proposals sought more durable materials resistant to both corrosion and abrasion. Every fitting gets load tested regularly. 16,000-pound vertical loads aren't just
Oh.
tested once and forgotten. They're verified constantly because
8,000
the day you
kgs.
skip that
Oh.
check is the day a fitting fails during a storm and a $70 million jet goes overboard. The crew's role can't be
Checking is
overstated.
important.
These sailors, many of them in their early 20s, work in conditions most people can't imagine. Flight deck temperatures in the Persian Gulf exceed 120 degrees. North Atlantic storms bring winds that can literally knock you off your feet. And yet they move aircraft, check chains, perform maintenance, and do it all while the deck pitches and rolls beneath them.
It's
The
so
colored
scary.
jerseys identify their roles. Yellow shirts direct aircraft, blue shirts handle tie-downs, green shirts manage catapults and arresting gear, red
Okay.
shirts handle ordnance and crash rescue,
Oh.
purple shirts fuel aircraft, brown shirts are plane captains, and white
Wow.
shirts are safety observers and quality control.
Oh wow.
This is
During
cool.
storm prep, every department coordinates.
According to your shirt, your
The
job.
air boss in primary flight control oversees everything from the
Very, very informative video, because I had this question for a long time, and now I am very much satisfied that okay, the technology around the ship is way too advanced. The gyroscope thing was something like it was keeping it stable continuously, because the level of buoyancy is higher than the level of the gravity. And the thing was, because of this, all these technological advances, that is why US is US, and US Navy is the boss all around the world.
The weather was so scary. Like, I just imagine they are standing over there, and as you asked, like if someone is also attacking, and also there is like this kind of windy weather, it's very tough to maintain. But they have an amazing team to do that, and I just really love that concept of the color thing. Like, according to color, you have like different jobs.
Yeah, and then one accident changed them a lot. So what do you guys think about it? Do let us know in the comment section below. So do like, share, and
Subscribe.
bye.